I choose here. It's not on center. It's just exactly somewhere like that. And it's not circular shape. Just apply with the white color on the top of your canvas. And it's better to be close to the right side, not on center. And then after that, beside it, when it's wet, apply with the yellow color at the same time. Even when they mix together, they give us a nice yellowy light tone. Again, we can back on white and bring some white here and let it fade into each other, which is a good option to let them fade together. So back to pure white, bring some pure white on the center a little bit more. And now we can back to yellow, bring some warmer yellow here, make it bigger. Pure yellow color. If your yellow and white is really different in value, just a bit white, bring it inside your yellow and make it so close to each other. Or even you can disappear the edges between the white and yellow. When you add the yellow beside the white, you can take some white and bring it very gently into the yellow and touch it very gently with very less pressure in your hand. And you don't have to be circly because it's not circle. It's just some stroke that show from white color, move on toward yellow, orange, and then make it bigger and bigger. And it's totally depend on which kind of blue, which kind of yellow, red, and orange we use. We can decide if we are happy with the value and the tone that we apply, or we need to mix a little bit lighter tone in our paint and make it lighter. For example, I would like to have some lighter tone. Here I add white color into the yellow and make it just a bit lighter. And when both color, yellow and white, be really wet, they very gently mix into each other and give us a nice result. But on center, I apply with the pure white color. So again, back to that and add very gently some pure white color. I know it's heavy paint and it takes time to get dry. So I let it dry, clean my brush. I don't want to let my yellow get dry. I need the edges be wet. So again, apply with the pure yellow beside this one and make it bigger and bigger a little bit. My orange is just a bit dark when I compare with my yellow, but that's fine. But with yellow, I will make it wet and then bring the orange beside it and let it mix into each other. But still, it's really difference between these two. In between, and let these two yellow and orange mix into each other and give me the value that I'm interested to have for my sky. Pure orange. The difference between acrylic and oil is because acrylic dries so fast. So when you let it dry, like here, yellow beside orange, if it dry, the line and edges create in between. So you need to disappear these edges, clean the brush that already have orange in it, take some yellow and try to bring yellow into the orange color and let them mix into each other and disappear this line as a separation line. Even we help the orange get lighter and the line disappear. Sometimes you need to repeat this part because the orange is opaque and heavy, but the yellow is transparent. So they need to Mine is completely dry now. If I want to bring the new color, I need again back on the red part and make that wet. So I make the red color wet first because I would like to let two colors fade in together. So they both should be wet. Even I can have a little yellow on the edges. Very gently, with less pressure, just disappear this line that I make it. And bring the orangey tone on top. But with very less pressure in my hand. If I add a pressure, the result is not happily actually. Less pressure, just very gently let them fade in together with the orange and red. And then move on here on the bottom part. We need to be heavy and then move on to the violet color that you already make. And as I mentioned, it's a little bit dark. So I take my light blue to make it lighter. Oh, even it's dark too. Just a bit white color. Yeah, that's better. So you know that always white color make the color light and black make them dark. But always it's not a good option. Sometimes good, sometimes no. I prefer to make a little red into my violet because I don't want to have a separation between the red and violet. And use different brush stroke on different angle. To make it more disappear together. Even a little bit, I can bring this violet up here. I can use some orange because when you see it's some part it's dry. When you bring the new color, it's already make it line on top. So again, back and with gently orange or yellow, with less pressure, help them disappear. Always we can have a chance to fix it, so don't worry, it's acrylic, and we can fix the shape and the colors. And then move on with violet. I try to make this part wet because interested to move on to the blue. The blue, I mean cobalt blue. On the edges, I try to be gently to help violet and blue mixing together. It's a dark color, but that would be okay. Even if you're interested to make it lighter, take some white color already mixed with the blue. The surface is already wet, so it not make it too much light. That's fine. Some lighter blue we can bring and help these violet and blue blend together. Even we can finish with one layer. Sometimes we are not happy with one part. After it gets dry completely, you can again back and fix this part, for example, or fix this part. But when it's sticky, it's not a good time to add another paint on top. It's better to wait, everything get dry, then apply with the new color later, after everything is dry. I add some stroke, bring it up, and I think would be okay for now. It's a little bit red inside, but if I want to make it just a bit darker, we can add blue, or if you have black, you can go with black. I have already dark blue here, so take a little bit brown because I need that one for the light part. I take with this one because I don't want to waste my paint. If you don't have any dark blue, if it's okay, you can add a little bit dark brown and lighter and reddish brown, but I don't want to waste the paint that I have already on my palette. Add the blue and the reddish brown already can make darker brown for me. With dark brown color first, I use tip of my flat brush, and there is two trees, one smaller, one bigger. I go and start with the one smaller one. I start with the line, just add a line here and move on toward this part. I prefer to have my tree be visible on these edges. The trunk tree and the small one is not very visible actually. You can just use it as an idea where should be placed that tree. And then move on for the bigger and head, taller and a little bit more curvy one. It's a start from here. We can bring it just a bit down, start from here inside the blue, bring it with a narrow line, it's fine, and then move on top, then turn it toward this section. It's a little curvy, and on top is narrow, on the bottom part it's more thicker, so I can more see the trunk tree on the bottom part. This is the part. And on here it's more narrow. If you want to compare it, because it's covered by the leaves, the shape of leaves. And then this is the lighter tone. I will bring a lighter tone on top to make another value on top of trunk tree, not just one value, because it's covered by light and dark. Then you can even make it a little bit thicker if you like. Take some reddish color and cover your trunk trees. After that, we move on for green color. Pure green color would be enough. I take some. As I mentioned, I feel happy to move on with my flat brush. If you feel happy more with the round, you can go with the round brush. The tip of Oops, sorry. The tip of tree is like that. I use the flat part of my brush. Shape it like this. For each part, it's just as a line. Try to cover it like that. I just mentioned about the darkness. I don't go through the snow on top. And it's look like some line, it's made by line. So because of that, I go with a flat brush and the tip of flat brush. If even you would like to go with a round, you can. Sometimes it's better to make the tree a little busy. Add some here. And then on this part, a tiny bit of trunk tree is visible. Then move on toward right and left. Some part is on left, some part is on the right. Even you can see some line on the leaves. And then it's not separate here, it can be connect like this on top of trunk trees. It's already okay to use flat brush or round brush for this shaping. And it's smaller on the top. When we move down, it can get bigger and bigger. With a tiny blue, this is okay for the shadow part. We can keep it like that. And we can use pure white color. So I go with this one, heavy paint. I start with here. Even it can, I will keep the blue color that I have already. So I keep that part. And then I will add some line, heavy line on top with this pure blue color and make some different movement to show that this is the snow. Even I can cover it like that. It's okay to be a dry brush. So please no adding any water in your brush, nothing. Just the pure paint. We need to have heavy paint. It's heavy paint. I take heavy paint like that. And then very gently try to sit under the trees and keep the blue as a shadow. It can be heavy paint and it's better to be dry. So for the snow, we don't use pure white color most of the time. We add a little blue in it, the light blue color. Even here it's more, I would play with the side of my brush, even play with this to make some snow here. So I take some, I make here on top of, and I try to make it heavy to cover the leaves. Make it heavy and like a line. I don't want to let cover everything. I prefer to see the green color, and just as a line I add on top that it's the tree, that it's the snow actually on top of the leaves. And it's heavy. Even for here, we can add a tiny bit white, pure white color to bring on top. And I use heavy paint because after it gets dry, it's so heavy and make a texture so I can feel it when I touch it. So it's a pure white color on top of it too. Again, back to the blue, light blue color. We make it liney. Even you can use sometimes the side of your brush, not just always the tip.